Directors, haha. Are you thinking brilliant thoughts, or are you just attempting to appear brilliant? We've all been there, right? Welcome to New Thought Tuesdays with Rich Smith and Dean Regan. Today on New Thought Tuesdays, we're going to show you how to enter into an awareness of brilliant and creative thoughts to help you encompass a greater vision for your projects, and even more than that, a greater vision for your life. Today, you're going to learn how to leap forward from your past trials and tribulations and use those past trials and tribulations for your fantastic future. So here we are, Rich and I. Good afternoon, good morning, 10 o'clock.
Good morning. Welcome to New Thought Tuesdays. If you think you're brilliant, then you are brilliant. Because thoughts become things on New Thought Tuesdays.
And that's very true. If you think that if you feel more than even thinking, that thinking begins, and then you feel like you're connected with a creative energy that is bigger than you are, then you are.
Yeah.
And if you
start to act like that,
if you feel like you're connected to an energy that is just I want because I've decided, then you must bend to my will. Completely different kind of energy, completely different kind of brilliance. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, I think we're talking about that connection to that sense of infinite availability of creativity and possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hey, you want me to read that Ernest Holmes quote?
Okay, great.
Okay, so I stand on the mountaintop of my soul and cause my spiritual vision to encompass more. So he put some stuff in here from different spiritual texts, from Proverbs, from the Bible. For as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. From the Upanishads, he says, as far as mine extends, so far extends heaven. And from the Book of the Dead, it says, my soul hath built for me a habitation. And so, I guess he's talking about this, whatever you think, whatever you believe is what you're going to create. And what you were talking about just a few minutes ago, that if you think you're creative, then you will start to act creative. If you think you're brilliant, you'll start to act like you're brilliant. And when you act like you're brilliant, all of a sudden, people around you will see you as brilliant, and then you become brilliant to the world.
And the idea of that judgment call, that if you're looking for folks to judge you as brilliant, that's a little bit different than what we're talking about today. We're talking about you internally, Rich, Dean, each of us experiencing our own sense of brilliance. That sense of brilliance that we are connected to an infinite energy, and that our ideas come from an infinite energy. I was working with a client just recently, and they had a creative idea come to them through happenstance and through meditation. And the idea behind this creative idea was so simple. And we worked to connect it up to its source, which is the infinite idea of creativity, and its future possibility, which can unfold as creative brilliance. It can unfold as abundance. It can unfold as additional creative ideas. There's any number of possibilities that can come from this one single idea that my client had, that just came to the client. And there was joy around the idea. There was light a feeling of lightness. The emotions were not heavy and burdened. They were light and uplifted. And that's how they got the sense that this was truly a brilliant idea.
Yeah. You know, there was a quote, I'm trying to find it in from Esther Hicks, but I can't find it. So
Well, you know, as far as Esther Hicks and the Abraham materials, which I love these materials, that idea of not of going in the flow of things, allowing your brilliance to unfold as opposed to push against something. So if you're on a set and you're feeling like, no matter what I say, the people are not coming along, they have to do what I'm telling them, that this is important. And even if you're have a happy face on that kind of a feeling, that's still pushing against. It's an ego way of expressing your determination. Determination's a great thing. You've got a divine urge for this thing to happen, but you're perhaps lacking the trust that this creativity, this creative idea will unfold. So you're pushing it through with ego. If you're pushing it through with ego, relax and focus on trust, and focus on that trust through prayer, through meditation, and journal a whole page, an 8.5 by 11 page, on where your trust in this creative project is, even if it's strictly secular, even if it's strictly in the DP and in the scriptwriter and in the casting. If you're a musician, if it's in the composition, if it's the venue in which the composition is going to be premiered, if it's through the musicians that you're gathering to take this composition, focus on the trust you have for this composition, for this creative idea, to find the light of love in our human experience. And that's where your brilliance begins to shine, in the allowing as opposed to the making. And that's really what in the Abraham Hicks materials, really what I've gleaned over the years. I love those materials.
yeah, it's the law of attraction. allowing spirit to speak through you. You know, I've been having some challenges lately with writing, just trying to be creative, coming up
Sure.
with a program, as you know, and just putting it all together. And my coach Kim said, "You're working too hard at it."
Right.
You know, if you meditate, and this is the quote from Abraham that I was going to read, was that if you meditate for 10 minutes during the day, that's worth a whole day's worth of struggling to make something happen, to try to find that creative muse within you. You just be still, listen to that still small voice and allow it to flow through. And I realize when I do that, it's just more creativity comes through me. I think that it's what you're doing is allowing the divine to express itself through you, in and as and through you, through your talents, through your gifts, through your excitement, what you're excited about. And so as you allow that to flow through you, you're talking about an unlimited source of things, you know, to write about. It's unlimited. There's no limitations.
I put in today's chat, I put in the quote, meditate and allow this still small voice to flow through you. And I attributed that to Esther Hicks with Abraham Hicks. For those of you who are joining us today on the private link to this Zoom link, welcome. We look forward to speaking with you and sharing ideas at the conclusion of our discussion here with me and Rich. But for those of you who are here every week, you know the drill. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we meet here on Zoom. So if you're seeing this on social media, this is a recording of a Zoom meeting that we had. And when we're done with this Zoom meeting, we will let the people into the conversation and stop the recording. We stop all recording for the conversation, and we talk and discuss the ideas of this creative brilliance and how it reflects in your life, and help support you in experiencing in your next week even more creative illumination in your life. Plus, this is a great place for you to come in and celebrate the demonstrations that you're having explored the New Thought ancient wisdom that we explore here on New Thought Tuesdays. So that's kind of, well, that's how it works. Not even kind of how it works. That's how it works.
That's how it's working.
That's how it works.
And so do we have anything else to talk about, allowing that brilliance to shine through, or should we just open it up?
I'm just gonna close out with just one of the sections from Science of Mind 365. And Holmes says, it is said that Moses, Moses of the Bible stories, was led by the divine spirit into a high mountain and told that all of the land that his vision could encompass, his feet could tread upon. So everything that he could see, he could walk through and encompass. This high mountain stands for an exalted place in consciousness. And this, I think, is a metaphor. It's like when Rich uses the metaphor of the infinite filmmaker, God, in his private clients, and I use the living in concert with life, the music, and with my private clients. We use those metaphors. The Bible is so rich in metaphors. And here it's saying, look, what you can see, you can accomplish, you can experience, you can share. So if you can see it, you can allow that flow to come through and experience it in the world.
Yeah, if you've been given the vision, then you've also been given the ability to create it, because there's nothing being withheld from you or from creation in general. So that was great, Dean. Thanks for reading that.
There's nothing being withheld. It's in the chat.
Yeah. Great. Well,
So thank you thank you. I want to say thank you on behalf of the New Thought Tuesdays road crew. We're out here on the road. We're in the car. We're not driving, but we're visiting from the road here today, and we're sending you love.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Dean. So don't forget, go to newthoughttuesdays.com and you can register there so that we can remind you whenever we're going live on New Thought Tuesdays or New Thought Live. So anyways, we'll end this session and we'll stop all the videos. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Take care. Bye. Oops.